A lot of people call and ask me, what kind of sign can I put up in my building? Well, there's really only a couple of factors that determine what kind of sign you can have, and they're driven really by three main points. Uh, Number one, how much traffic is coming by, and how far away is your building from that traffic? So, for example, if you're in a strip mall and your retail space is right on the road, your sign needs to be legible, sized appropriately so that it can be seen from the road. Uh, you could, as a rule of thumb, for every inch in letter height, you get about 20 to 40 feet of distance readability. Your eye charts are 20/20 vision. Is if you can read 1 inch of letter from 20 feet away, you've got 20/20 vision. And so the size and the traffic will be determined by that. If you're going into a strip center that has a huge parking lot, and you have a large anchor like a grocery store or a department store, then really you only need to try to get the traffic from the parking lot itself, because those anchor chains really draw in a lot of traffic, and you really need to be able to be legible enough for that traffic. If you can be seen from the road, all the better, but usually you're limited in size by that because of that. Number two, the landlord will determine what kind of a sign you're allowed to have and how large. When you go into a retail space, as you're looking at the place that you're looking to lease, look at all the other signs that are on that building, on that strip center. Unless it's a standalone building that you're purchasing or renting by itself, there's a high likelihood that you will have to match the same type of sign that's in that mall, in that strip center. So, for example, if everybody has individual channel letters on a raceway, guess what you're going to get? Individual channel letters on a raceway. If they're not on a raceway and they're flush mounted, you're going to be getting those. If they have cabinets or awnings, you're going to get those. And those are usually determined in the lease. And so as you're looking through your lease, and obviously you need to look at the price per square foot, the sign criteria will be in that lease as well, determining the type of sign that you're allowed to have. And lastly, the thing to look into consideration is our city issues. Cities have they don't really care what it's going to say per se, for as long as it's not vulgar. They're only worried about size. They don't even really care what type of sign it is usually, unless you're in Bloomington, in which case you got this thing called a USD and nobody knows what that is. But I digress. Obviously, I'm dealing with permitting issues in Bloomington. The city only is worried about size. And in their sign code, they have determined that you're allowed a certain size based on the size of the face of the building. So, for example, if your retail space is 20 feet wide and it's about 50 feet tall, 15 feet tall, I've never seen a 50-foot tall building, 15 feet, you're going to be allowed to have some percentage of that area. And, those are written into the sign code that are available online for most cities. But if you have any questions about that, you can always give us a call. We'll evaluate your site. We'll be able to tell you what the traffic is. We'll be able to tell you what kind of signs are allowed to be there based on the landlord. And then we'll help you evaluate the city issues. So what are you waiting for? Go out and sign something. The only type of sign that you really need is one that's well designed, clearly legible from the traffic, and sized within the city rules. This is the Sign Guy. Go to signsbyrsg.com. There's a free report, and we'll see you in business.